How's it going, folks? It's your boy. Today we're playing a game from 2001. Fuck off, cell phone. And usually what I like to do with Max Payne, fun fact, Max Payne is one of my favorite game franchises of all time. And I like to go back and beat the game at least once a year, every year. I can't tell you how many times I've beaten the original Max Payne, but I had it on PS2, the original Xbox back in the day, and then I have it on my phone, and then I had it on PS3 too, but then they made the PS4, the PS2, they put the PS2 port on the PS4, and the PS2 games on PS4, whenever they release them, they give them a fresh coat of paint, they update the graphics, they give a trophy support too, so it's pretty nice. But either way, it's pretty fucking lit. Uh-oh. I guess I didn't do it fast enough. Oops. That was weird. Okay, new game. Guess I'll do hard boiled this time, might as well. Alright, so the only thing that that's gonna really I don't know. Quite personally, this is one of Rockstar's most underrated games that ever come out from back in the day. What's crazy though is that my first vivid memory in my life of video games was of the original Max Payne. And I remember watching my uncle play it whenever I was young as shit, like maybe 2 years old, and I would watch him play it. I'm like, what's this game, bro? Why is he shooting everybody? And why does everybody look like a fucking... They got walking, running like they got shit in their assholes. But I guess we'll go through the cutscenes, because why not?
Dispatcher, need additional units. Additional units now. Officer
Might as well.
Officer in danger. 10-5, please repeat. 10-5, all units.
They were all dead.
Officer in danger. Acer Plaza, repeat. Acer Plaza, all units.
They were all dead. The final gunshot was an exclamation mark to everything that had led to this point. I released my finger from the trigger.
And then it was over. It's pretty much how they tried to do photorealism back in the day.
To make
take an actual picture of the dude's face and mold it onto a 3D
the pain started.
model. It's fucking savage. The American dream. To make any sense of it, you have to go back 3 years. It's cool, bro.
I was still on the force back then, NYPD.
NYPD, Manhattan, Midtown,
North Precinct.
Hell's Kitchen.
So when are you coming to work for me, Detective Payne?
You'd make me work undercover in some hellhole. Sorry, Alex. Michelle and the baby come first.
I think it's crazy how Sam Lake, not Sam Lake.
Bad for the baby.
Is that what his name is? The guy
That's
who,
you, Max. A regular
wrote
Boy
this?
Scout.
Yeah, it's Sam Lake. Whatever. If you look at him in this game and look at him now, in this game he looks like a fucking teenager. Now he looks like a dad, which is hilarious.
Life was good. Sun setting on a sweet summer's day. Smell of freshly mowed lawns.
What was great about Max Payne is that it was one of the first games to emphasize a story,
beautiful
an
wife,
actual narrative inside of a video game.
Come true.
And what was even more savage was the fact that the way they presented the story in terms of these comic book style cutscenes.
When you're not looking.
It was very visually, aesthetically pleasing.
Down with practice bravado.
You could listen to the story without having to worry about it looking like ass. Which to me, it just felt better. So, look how fucking. What surprised me whenever they released this game on PS4 is how good the game looks. It looks so good. It doesn't look like a fucking PS2 game on an HD TV where it's all badly up-rendered and looks like ass. So, I take these controls down. Sweet.
What the hell?
Either way.
Something ugly had been tattooed.
That's what P. Dore was talking about back in the day.
It was a poison syringe, a magic.
It kind of sucks though, because there's a lot of PS2 games I wish that they would put on here. They put Destroy All Humans on here not too long ago, which makes me very happy. And then they need to put Max Payne 2 on. They put all the Grand Theft Autos, but they need to put fucking Max Payne 2, because I would love to play that again. And then they need to put fucking, what other PS2 game? Like fucking Tekken Tag Tournament 1.
Listen, someone's broken into my house. Call 911.
That would be fucking
Is this the Payne residence?
Yes, someone's broken into my house. They're still here. You have to...
Good. I'm afraid I cannot help you.
Who is this? Hello? Alright, cool. Fun fact, if you go over here, open this up, there's a there's a shotgun in here. Nice. One thing that confused me was that I could never figure out why this section of the house was blocked off. It's kind of weird. Whatever. To me, the controls feel kind of weird, but it's weird. I beat this. I downloaded this and beat it whenever I was on deployment. So, but I have this thing where like I never play new games and I just play games from like 2002. It's like somebody just got murdered.
It's coming.
Freeze! NYPD's drop! No, please, God, no.
Savage.
The flesh of fallen angels!
I don't know why I got a baseball bat. Whatever.
No, God, no, please, Michelle. Oh, baby.
I guess you can call that the prologue. I actually downloaded a Game Boy emulator on my iPhone. I downloaded the Game Boy Advance version of Max Payne 1, which is great. It's a fucking side view, top down, like 2D shooter, but at the same time, it literally is the exact same of this game, which I think is hilarious how they managed to get that down. And it doesn't even look that bad either. It was great about the GBA days. It was like every game that I was on console, they did their best to try to port it over to the Game Boy.
I came in from
even though it was a completely different game.
Beretta stirred nervously under my coat, but the train doors had already shut behind me,
I got in the back
and I
of
was
the
in for the ride. Next stop, Roscoe Street Station, and Alex.
I don't know what it is about like these film noirs
Station was
that make
drenched in
subways,
gloom.
that
Alex
make
was
like
a ghost,
subway
nowhere
and
to
train
be seen.
stations look
I'd
so
have to look
just
for him.
not a good place to hang around. Like in reality, subways and train stations aren't really that dangerous. It's kind of weird. Get these controls. Jump for a second. Alright, cool. Let's go in here. The only thing that I wish this was the PC version, because the PS2 version is completely different from the PC version. The PC version has a lot of secret rooms and other things you can get into. Like on the PC version, there's a door right here, or the door is right here, or it's right there. But if you go through this door, there's like some secret shit in there, which is pretty interesting. But it was weird back in the day whenever this game got ported to the original Xbox. The original Xbox version was the PC version, and I noticed that like some of the character models were different, and there were some areas of the game that you could get into that you couldn't get into in the PS2 version. And honestly, it's like it doesn't even matter like what versions there are, because those changes are very minuscule. But either way,
Wasn't Jake supposed to take care of this?
kill these
Hey,
guys.
and Mickey, you're having too much. Yo!
I keep thinking that the R2 trigger is the shoot. It's not. Ooh. Options, controller configuration. I know what, I'm just gonna go back, whatever. I can get used to it. What's even more savage is that this game is like, you can pause the game and go back to it anytime without no loading screens. That was
Yeah.
more brutal.
He's dead, all right. Yo! I don't have Cool World yet. It's weird. Why am
am I not running in a straight line? What the fuck?
Yo, guys.
My controller's fucked
We're
up.
getting around. You hear me?
I keep trying to move forward, but for some reason, it keeps moving me to the side. Like, what the hell? Whatever. PS4 controller doesn't have the computer properly. Oh, there it goes.
Yo!
There are also some areas in the PC version that you don't need loading screens for either. So you can literally like, because this right here, this is a loading screen. But in the Xbox version and the PC version, they're not fucking loading screens. It reduces the loading screens, which is pretty great. Which I don't know why they want to port over the PS2 version. It seems kind of stupid.
Eh?
No,
Eh?
forget it.
Yo!
Looking for Alex, they had ended up in the middle of a big-time crime operation.
This door right here, you can go through that door. I don't fucking know. Let's go in here and kill this bastard.
You saved me, man.
What's going on here?
A massacre. These armed thugs just appeared from nowhere. We need to get help. I can make the call from the control room 1 floor up. Can you take me there?
Sure, sounds good. Follow me.
How the hell are you a security guard and don't have any fucking weapons to defend yourself? It's ridiculous. You're a fucking police, dude. You think you'd have
The
some
security panel let out a mocking cackle. I'd need the right code.
Come on, man. You can do it. There you go, son.
Home free. This way.
Hold it!
They broke the phone, those bastards. Alright. Give me 1 second here. There we go. That works better. Sorry about that. Seems to be appearing moving in a straight line. That's good.
The train lit up like a Christmas tree.
Power was back on. There were some parts in this game that used to piss me off so much as a kid. There were some areas that I could never figure out, and some other fucking places that I was just like, where the fuck? I remember whenever I was younger, fucking my stepmom, she wouldn't want me playing this. Even like I was like I don't know, 9 years old, so I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that it was fun, but she didn't want me playing it just because of all the death that was happening. Because at the time, I was real young, and I was like, maybe you shouldn't be playing a game where you're fucking killing everybody. But you know, luckily for me, when I was younger, I wasn't really prone to shit like that. I guess my brain was mature enough. Look at him. So much for being subtle.
For being subtle.
You jump, you bitch. God damn. In the PC version, there's like a handle right here. Well, not a handle, but there's a window and a door right there, so you can fucking go in there and fucking, I don't know, do a bunch of crazy shit. I don't know, bro. Chapter 2.